Peace. What's going on?
Peace.
We had some technical difficulties and we are corrected now. Welcome. Sorry for the people who are linked. I hope you guys get the notification. Come back. If not, you can always watch it later.
Sure.
Pre-recorded vibes. Um. So, Sistren, would you like to introduce yourself? Wonderful virtual people.
Blessings. For those of you who don't know me, my name is, my mama called me Carol. A lot of you know me as Sistrens. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be exchanging thoughts and have some fruitful thoughts, exchange and build on.
This is the first live stream. Everything else that Fruitful Thought has done has been like almost like an interview format. So new to this, but not new to this. But we just came to give jewels in different formations. That's all. So the topic of this live is the importance of intention. So before we start that, what exactly is intention? And I'm gonna ask Sistren, to you, what is intention? What does that mean to you? Yeah, what does it mean to you?
When I think of intention, I think of mindfulness. I
Mm-hmm.
think of the awareness behind your actions, your thoughts, your behavior, your character.
Mm-hmm.
Not just flowing, and flow can be a thing, but also intentional. Um, when I think of intention, I think of it as being the fuel
Mm-hmm.
to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think certain things go hand in hand with intention, like mindfulness, um, consideration in a
Mm-hmm.
way, which, we can go deeper into that after. But intention comes with a lot of knowledge of self.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it comes a lot with surrendering to know, to trusting. It comes with a lot of trust. To be intentional, you have to trust yourself
Mm-hmm.
um to live intentionally. You have to trust yourself to be on the right path, and you have to constantly check with your intention and your intuition. It's always like you always have to do an inventory in a sense of your intention. Are you still
Mm.
moving with intention? Because a lot of times you can check on your intention and you're going forward, and then you get in the habit of
Right.
going forward or doing something, and you may have lost the intention behind your actions. So you always have to check on your intention and do an inventory and see if the intention is still being guided and directed in the right direction.
Okay. Okay. I don't disagree. I can add on to it. So I definitely agree that it has a lot to do with knowledge of self. I
Mhm.
feel intention is a byproduct of knowledge of self. Intention, like you mentioned, is pretty much the identity of the navigation. You feel me?
Right,
Where are
right.
you propelling yourself or removing yourself from, however you navigate within that space. Um, and that is your intention, it's your force, it's your will, it's the things that you create. Obviously, the root of the word is in. So obviously it's something that comes from internal, not external. But you show and prove your intention by how you project outward or whatever the case may be. So we could just break the word down for a little second, and it's like, okay, cool. We got through the root, the end. So it's definitely coming from inside. We know it's definitely a force from inside of you. You know what I mean? So now, tent. That can go a lot of different ways because there is a word, and I looked up the etymology of it of intention, tension, tension. So tension, the definition of tension in its layman's terms is pressure, tension. Um, so essentially you have pressure, spiritual pressure. I don't know if you guys ever heard of those terms. But your spiritual pressure, like she mentioned, it can fuel you and it can manifest, and you can do a lot of different things with just that alone. However, you could be under tension. You feel me? So you can be suppressed and your intentions are not really your own intentions. So that tent could also be a veil if we're looking at it at TINT, or if we're looking at it as TNT, is something that is covered, almost like the Brahma. You know what I mean? Google these terms. You feel me? We're just gonna breeze through it real fast because we're not here to speak about that. We're here to make it make absolute sense. So the Brahma is almost like a covering, like a fulfillment, almost like a filament. Pardon me, not a fulfillment, a filament. And with that tent also comes light fixtures, whatever the construct is that comes to be in the actual visualization, the imagination aspects of it. And we oftentimes we share our intentions and we experience those intentions. So she has an intention to create something really dope in the world. It's not my intention, but I can still experience it because her intention was so strong and she brought it to life. I can see it. Like she built that. Wow, that's nice. And vice versa. So that tent, that hue, you know what I mean? Those lights that create the experiences, it's all done with an intention. Everything you do has to be done with an intention. Everything you know what I mean? Every step you take, it has to be intentional. Every word you speak, that's your wisdom. Be wise. You know what I mean? Be wise with your intentions. Be wise and not be intentional with knowing that I don't know. I'm intentionally telling you that I don't know. I
Right,
want to
right.
know though. My intention is to know. I don't want to be up. You serving another intention. So we broke the word down, and it can go to a lot of different aspects too. I'll just spit out a few of them for you guys. So your intent, you're in the light, in or under, it don't matter. We talked about the Brahma in a tent, in a ship. Essentially, you create your own intention. Your intention is you create your own covering and your own vessel to maneuver how it is that you need to maneuver based on your intention. And where are you drawing your intention from? Are you drawing your intention from yourself? Are you drawing it from source? Are you drawing it from another construct?
Right.
Before
Very
we go
important.
further, let's touch that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we getting our intentions from?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Our intentions is how we move, how we display our whole makeup,
Mm-hmm.
our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So give me an example of that. Not an example, but just touch on that real quick.
Well, I
Where
think
are we
that's
getting
very
our intentions
important,
from?
right? It's
And are
very
we aware of
important.
it?
Exactly. The awareness a lot of people don't move with intent. We move um with a lot of conditioning. We move as robots. We
Right.
so a lot of us like the our book of consciousness is basically our book of intentions is scripted by society, by our culture, by our upbringing. So we are not really going within that in to find out, what we should be applying pressure on in our life. And we go outside of ourselves and we base it on our culture, we base it on what we see around us. So a lot of us,
The
our
intention,
intention.
that intention, I'm sorry, that intention really just be to uphold someone else's intention.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
You're watering someone else's garden.
Cold world.
And yeah, and that's why, haters, as they like to call it, is a good thing. You know what I'm trying to
Mhm.
say? Because even if your intention, right, isn't to water someone's, that's why you have to be mindful. Because if your energy is just free flowing like that, it can either harm something or it can either help something without your knowledge, right? Your energy is just flowing. Energy is going to find a place to put itself. So
Exactly. Hold
if,
on, hold on. Don't go past that point right there. Say that again.
energy is going to find a place to put itself.
If you don't intentionally
Mm-hmm.
knowledge yourself and apply it,
Right.
let's revisit the word again. The TEN is prevalent throughout all the different, whether it's intent, intend, intention, tension. That TEN is important because obviously that's 10. So we knowledge in our cipher. If you're not aware of what's going on within you, in relation to what's going on outside of you, the energy is still going to find a
It's
way.
gonna find a
If
way.
you don't use your energy, something else will.
Yes. And someone else who has more intention than you
Right.
can, and that's where energy vampires come into. But
Right.
sometimes, is it an energy vampire? Is it a bad thing?
No.
If you dumb and you're not picking up on your energy and your energy is just roaming around, if my intention is to grow, I'm gonna use that shit by default, because the universe is gonna be, the universe is gonna pick up all the particles for me because I'm intentional. It's gonna ride with me. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's why, like, the haters thing, like I was saying, it's kind of like watering somebody else's garden, right? Like you turn on your sprinklers, but you don't really intend to water your neighbor's garden, but you don't really direct the sprinkler in the right direction. And now it's watering your neighbor's garden, perhaps more than what it's watering your garden. The
Right.
neighbor's thriving. You know what
Right.
I'm trying to say? So it's important that you're intentional with everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And intention is the magic.
Mm.
For me, like especially with the work that I do, for those of you who don't know, I'm a practitioner. I'm a hoodoo practitioner. I'm a hoodoo priestess. So I do a lot of alchemy, magic, and and you can see, for example, like when you go on Instagram, you'll see like people who have mad, the pictures are beautiful of the work that they do. But what is the intention? Is the intention just to show you aesthetics, or is the intention to actually do the work? So intention is everything. You can do a lot of work with one little candle and one glass of water. You can do more work with one candle and one glass of water than someone who went and bought $400, $500 worth of things without really the intention behind, like, okay, this is just like what I'm doing. I'm sending this vibration out. You understand what I'm trying to say? So the
You could do more
intention
work with mudras than
than anything,
anything
right?
else.
It's just about the
And that's just a
intention.
formation of
Exactly.
hands. You
Right. Like
feel me?
I was sitting here earlier like this for a reason. You know what I mean? Like everything is intention. You have to be, even in your stance, be intentional in your stance. Don't know if you guys caught that. I was sitting like this for a while.
But hold on. Even when you even because even children do that though.
Mm,
I noticed my son, even when he was in the womb, I saw pictures of 3D pictures or whatever. Even babies just subconsciously they do that. Like they put their hands in certain type of ways. I noticed like my little sister when she expressed it too. She was like, "Oh, like I feel nervous or I feel like I have anxiety." So it's like she's doing her fingers like this.
mm,
And it's essentially she's just doing this so she can pull back
mm,
energy, you feel me?
mm,
To calm herself so she can then intentionally engage with what she's engaging with. Is she knowledge in all of that? It's subconscious. It's a
mm,
part of our essence and our
mm,
nature. The older we get in these physical bodies, we tend to go according to other intentions like the American dream or how to sustain oneself or how to add on accordingly to this realm of reality. And we lose a lot of the absolute intention on how we supposed to be acknowledging ourselves and how to manipulate this
Gotcha.
realm of reality. And everything
Gotcha.
that you experience should be
Right.
manipulated to the intention that you set forward. And that's going to lead us into the power of intention, being mindful of it, like you mentioned. So for me, my experience, I could speak on my own experiences, just being mindful of my thoughts, being uh I wouldn't really say considerate,
Mm,
but knowing self and how strong self is and how strong emotions are to the point where someone could irritate me and then I could
mm,
have a thought and really ride that thought all the way out and it happens to them. Car accident, broken leg, broken arm. You understand what I'm saying? Actual facts. But is that really your intention? Because after it happens, you're like, like, so the power of intention, we have it when we were babies. We do things and to empower ourselves from
right.
children, and
Right.
we lose it the older we get. It get watered down. So to take your power back before you do that, you have to take back yourself. You create your intention, so you can't manipulate intentions until you have a vessel to travel with. You feel me? And that is the 10. That is the knowledge cipher. That is understanding yourself and your vessel, your 0 point reference. It's the sun with the dot in the middle. Look up the symbol. knowledge it on your own and make it make sense for you. So that's the tool of navigation. Intention is just like she said, it's the magic in the navigation. You know what I mean? Moving around is one thing. Being able to create, that's the next thing. That's the wisdom. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to have an intention with that. And with intention comes wisdom. Wisdom is intention. To me, wisdom, intention, magic, that shit all the same thing. Creating your circumstances. So the power of intention. Give us some examples of maybe your experiences personally or something that you witnessed.
As far as intention,
The power of intention.
the power of intention.
Hmm.
Hmm. I mean, my daily life shows the power of intention, right? Um, Again, intention also has a lot to do with vision, right? Knowledge of self. So,
Visualization makes intention a lot stronger.
absolutely.
Imagination, visualization, realization makes it very, very, very strong. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Okay, one example, would be the little things that I correct within myself, in my
Mm.
character, just to tell the universe I'm ready for more.
Hmm.
Just to show the universe, I'm graduating from this level to that level. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, like, little tiny stuff that I just do intentionally to, again, to build my character, yes, but also to show the universe that I'm ready for more, and that just little things.
Do you think the universe needs an announcement? Do you think that your higher self needs an announcement to
I wouldn't say an
show and
announcement.
prove
I
that
think,
you know?
no, I don't think an announcement. It definitely needs to have a vibrational match. It needs a match. Like, your vibration needs to be at a certain level that the universe can match. You know what I mean? For the manifestations to happen, for the greatness to come forward. The universe's job is not to do the whole work for you. You know what I mean? The universe has all the abundance in the world for you. It
Can
has
the universe do any work for you?
The universe's job is only to provide what you send out. So it's not the universe isn't is nothing but a servant to you.
Are you sending out or are you pulling back? If you already have it, what are
Are
you
you sending
sending? You're
out?
receiving something else
Well,
from a
all you're
different space.
sending out, in my opinion, is the vibration of intention. Like, of you're just sending out intention. You're just sending out ready vibes, like I'm ready, and
Hmm.
vibes. That's what I feel. And for me, for example, like, if I want more in life, I actively, right now, I think more brings more, right? So my intention, if I want, let's say I want more clients in my life, I'm gonna do more intentionally to yield that. Cause and effect.
Right.
Everything. Your daily life should be about intention. Everything you do should be, you can't, like, even a post, even a mere post, what is your intention behind it? An encounter, a text, a phone call, what is your intention behind everything you do? Because if you don't have any intention, you're going to be very tired at the end of the day, and you're going to be pulled in many directions. If you don't wake up with an intention every day, you're going to be dragged, and you're going to finish the day not tired because you did so much productivity, but tired because your mind was restless and had no your energy didn't really know where to go.
That sounds like weak magic to me.
Yeah.
That sound like that sounds like something else is using your intention because you're not really putting the right signature on it. You moving, but it's not yielding. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? And the
Right,
your
you're
power
moving but
of
it's
your
not yielding.
intention, the shit that you really want, is not really gonna come how you want it. Why do they use the term tenfold? Like,
The
you know what
what?
I mean? The phrase, not the word, the phrase tenfold.
Mm.
Things come back tenfold. Like knowledge cipher, the root to the you know what I mean?
Mhm.
To the 360-degree. So with that, you gotta understand and accept the ideas that okay, I am giving my energy away, and maybe I'm not that fortified, or my spiritual prowess, or my knowledge of my absolute self is not to that level yet. So my intention should be your intention should be whatever your intention is gonna be. You're gonna be whatever you are. That's just that's that on that. You can't make something out of something into something that has no connection to it. So I like what you mentioned when you said that it's not so much like a receiving, but it's just almost like a signal type of
Right.
thing. You feel me? So you're opening a signal or a channel
Right. A portal.
or a door for it to either walk through or
Mhm.
let other things or invite other things
Mhm.
in,
Mhm.
and you're seeing it through
Mhm.
with the proper intention to make sure that okay, cool, if I'm into woo whatever the case may be and I need a little bit more protection, I'm gonna do certain things and I'm gonna see it all the way through my
Absolutely.
visualization, through every breath I take, the rhythms, the music I listen to, the type of foods I eat, the colors of
What I'm
everything that I
consuming.
interact with. You know
Right.
what I mean? To the point where it's automated. And
Mhm.
that's a very, very high level of manipulating intention. Because the intention should be very simple once you really get to I would say, a much more fortified level of manipulating your experiences. Here's the thing: source has an intention,
Mhm.
and it don't got shit to do with driving a Prius. It don't got shit to do with
Prius.
saving scraps to make
Mhm.
compost. It has that shit.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. Intention, intent. That So what I'm saying is once you climb the tiers of yourself, you'll be able to acknowledge how you can actually manipulate the intentions. So you can just have an intention to say, wow, man, I really wish, you would get better. And with that alone, somebody could be healed
Mhm.
because the intention and who did it, who, you know, who projected that energy out, it's absorbed right and exact, and it works. Sometimes just sitting with somebody and talking with them, their energy is like you may not have the intentions consciously knowing that this person brings like fruit. You feel me? It might be a subconscious thing. So some people they just know who to call. Some people know who to call when it's a project and they say, "All right, bet, boom, 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 we're gonna work it out," because they know the intention of this person has nothing to do with their personal experience. It has nothing to do with their personal desires, their personal wants. For me, my intention is an absolute intention, it's a sourceful intention, and it's a selfless intention. However, I have to be selfish in order
Mhm.
to stay within that alignment
Absolutely.
so I can deliver every
Absolutely.
time I'm summoned, or I can deliver every time I thinketh and it beeth. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? That's how to me, I feel like that's the highest level of manifesting. Some people they get to levels and they like to manifest a lot of money. They like to manifest a lot of material things.
Mhm.
However, that's a part of the work, but what work are you doing to make sure that everything you experience is rich?
Mm.
We all have
Mm.
abundance.
Right. Right.
If
Rich
you
in all aspects.
in every aspect. So, and those people are intentionally pulling it down
Mhm.
right now
Mhm.
and having those, you know what I mean? I like to mention, I don't want to drop any names, not on this one, on another one, but yeah, you gotta have a certain type of prowess when it comes to figuring yourself out and diving in your own waters and arranging things in formation so you can receive the proper the proper streams of consciousness, perhaps, so then you can filter them through the intention, and then the projection comes out of the intention, and that has everything to do with owning the outcome of every intention, whether it be
owning the outcome of
a
every
negative
intention.
outcome, whether it be a positive outcome.
Hmm.
It's up to the self to recognize this is not a bad thing.
Hmm.
You feel me? My intention was to do something else, but this happened. Let me mind this. Okay, cool. You got to always find the best part, but you can't find the best part if you don't ever own it. I'm to the point in my life right now. I don't have bad days. I don't allow I don't even know if I'm consciously, oh, I don't get sad. I never said that to myself before. You know, however, if you need that mantra to use those words or terms or those signals to keep you in line so you can own up to your shit more,
Do what you got to do.
do what you got to do. It's all about intention.
Hmm.
You feel me? I seen a motherfucker do some pretty interesting things with tissue paper, and they wasn't wiping their ass. They was bringing it forward. You feel me?
Yeah.
They was wiping front to back to front. No, but again, it's whatever you put it into.
Right.
This right here, a motherfucker will walk by this and in Michael's and be like, "Oh yeah, it's a cat sitting doing your." But I could channel and put something
And that's why it's
in
here. There's an
this.
intention for the reason why it's here. Come on now.
You understand what I'm saying? And if you know, you know.
Right, right,
Period.
right,
We
right.
not here. We not here to debate. We not here to like flex. We here to do the work, and we here to speak about things and concepts that's gonna make sure that we are elevating. We can all eat the cosmic fruit, and we can all eat. You know what I mean? Fruitful thought.
Right,
Just things to make you think. That's all.
right. Um,
Owning. Sorry, I got away from it, but the segue was owning the outcomes and just owning your intentions, however it come out.
but then
What do you speak
again,
to that?
where you're, it's again, if your intentions have to come from source, right?
Mm,
Again, a lot of people have, like today I saw a meme or something that was saying like, what is the hardest part about loving? And
mm.
the person's response was like, well, to give your all to someone and to just pour out, and then like, and it's not being given back to you in return, and that's really scary.
Mm,
And where I can understand, because like, exchange is important, you know what I mean, because you're putting, it's just, you're pouring, so you should get back, okay, no problem. But what is the intention? Like, all I read behind that, or maybe I was wrong, was a lot of us do to get back. Like, we don't like, again, naturally, okay, cause and effect, it goes, it comes back, what, all that. But a lot of us, we do things like, what is the real intention?
right,
Are you loving this person because you're saying, okay, I did this, I check mark, I do this every day for this person, and I'm moved this way for this person, and therefore
right,
I should be receiving this, and like, and there and now your love is measured, your expression of love towards this person is measured by how much this person reciprocates that energy and does for you. So that's not
right,
genuine.
right. The sun shine because that's what it do.
Right.
The earth is in orbit
Because
because
that's just
that's
what
what
it
it
do.
do.
So of course, you shouldn't put yourself in a situation where you feel like everything should be an exchange, period.
Right,
So by default, if you're giving love to someone who's capable, I'm sorry, to someone who's capable of loving, yeah, you should expect some, but not sit there and be like, I am making the next move till this person reciprocates what I just did.
right,
Right, if there's no type of exchange, then that's just not it. Right, and that's where love languages come in and all of that. But just to say, where are the intentions coming from? You have to, like, having an intention that is not coming from self is worthless.
right,
Is worthless. If all your intentions are based from things outside of yourself and are selfish, self-centered, based on low self-esteem and conditioning, we're not really going nowhere. You know
right,
what I'm trying to say? Intention, just because the intention doesn't have to be a good thing all the time. It's not a good thing all the time. Just, an intention can be fucked up, right? It's
It just
just,
has to be
it
productive.
has to be
At the end of the
productive
day,
and it has to be genuine.
build and destroy. Destroy for a lot of people could look like death, transition,
Right. Rebirth.
hardship,
Shedding.
losing a lot of stuff. However, we've all heard those stories where it's like, man, I had all of this, all of this, all of this, but I wasn't happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Because you
it,
weren't
it, it
moving
was all taken away
intentionally.
from me. And then that's when I found it.
Mm.
That wow, if I Mike Tyson, world's youngest heavyweight champion, lost it all, gained it back tenfold, way more than what he was doing when he was an actual professional boxer.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because his intention is to submit to his higher self.
Right.
A,
Right.
a Muslim, a Muslim, you feel
Right.
me? And the intention of that travel is really to just say that everything is source and I'm nothing,
Mm-hmm.
but I am what I am. I am as I am, period. And I am as I am. And that mantra right there sends vibrations out that makes you own the intention.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And if you keep your intentions basic, it's just to add on. Now you got to have justification and verification for perhaps a bad intention. Like I'm gonna send some intention to make sure this motherfucker like wreck out. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
What's your justification behind that though? Because they
Mm-hmm.
made you mad.
Right.
You're not gonna elevate too far if you are intermingling with very, 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 very peon type concepts. You know what I mean?
Right.
So your intention should know that I am a very, very, very supreme, qualified individual, and certain things I should not allow bother me. You know what I mean? It should be to add on. And if you don't got nothing to add on with, just keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why would you keep it moving? I love you too much to fuck you up. I love you too much to put you through hardship. I love you too. So if you love something, if we saying it like that, you could let it go. If you love something so much, you should be able to let it go. Oh, hey, I'll be happier if I did this. Oh no, you can't do that because I poured everything into you and I invested everything into you. So you can't go nowhere. Excuse
Right.
me? It sounds
Right.
like ownership now.
Right. 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 So
Own your
intention.
intention. Not you can't
Right.
own me. You had to
Yes.
go own your
Yes.
intention.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you still want to kick it, fuck with me, we can do that. If we still want to build, we can do that. But if you love something and you know it's always yours and you're always a part of it, letting go should be a lot easier.
Mm.
I.e., letting go of this realm of reality for higher ones. You should be able to let it go a
Mm-hmm.
lot easier if you had the the vessel to travel, the ship, and the intention to want to do it. But if you don't want to do it, it's up to you. However, you still have to add on in your space. Those that don't add on,
Or vampires.
build powers. I like that term too, but build powers. 85, the deaf, the dumb, the blind. There was an intent for their being.
Mm-hmm.
What was that intention?
Right. You see.
Is to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
What work are we doing? Some people doing internal work, some people doing work,
Physical. Outside.
so-called slave work.
Peasant shit.
They digging for gold because I want to rock the diamonds on my neck type shit. And I ain't really got that much time to do it. So somebody got to do it. Everything was created intent. Everything is perfecting itself. Everything is perfect. Everything is right and exact. You got to figure out how you be in that process. Own yourself and you can own your situations. You can never own something that you didn't create. So y'all trying
Rewind.
to own
Rewind. Rewind. Rewind.
homes. I say you can never own something you didn't create.
Mm.
So now if you put yourself in that source light and say, well, all of this is just, fractals of self. So you look at it and say, hate is not a real thing. Love is not even a real thing. It's an experience. It's a process. Something that you go through It's something that you can manipulate. It's it's an NFT matter. It's non-tangible. You feel me? You
Mm-hmm.
can't touch it. But it has a mass to it.
Right.
It has an atomic pressure to it, and you
Absolutely.
can put it under tension. And with
And
that
it can do
tension,
all,
you could make
do a
it
lot of
do a
things.
lot of things.
Right.
But you can't do that unless you own yourself and know
Mm-hmm.
where exactly it is where I should be directing this energy. If you're angry, angry is one of the illest manifesting energies.
You got to do it with intention.
Exactly. So when you do it with intention, you have more control and you don't burn things. Dragons, first primordial body, dealing with the first element of creation, any fire.
Mm-hmm.
They had to learn how to breathe fire and speak and communicate the languages without burning each other,
Mm-hmm.
without burning themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So they become one with the element. Damn, if I breathe
Ashe.
dragon, but he don't burn his tongue, how the fuck that work?
Ashe.
Because he became the element intentionally, knowing that I have to light the way with my wisdom coming out of my mouth. I know I'm in water, so I can't, I got to create some. Let me spit fire. These things come about. That's where these concepts come from. That's the first primordial body. It was a dragon once upon a time. So that is definitely an example of owning your intentions, owning the outcome of your intentions as well. Some people come through with a candle as so-called light workers, and some people come through like dragons and burn it down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's build to destroy. Some people might look at it negative, but nah, we just going according to nature, and the nature is it's too dark over here. Dark is really the light, but let's just say, so we bring forth the light as well, come out of it with light, show and prove through our wisdom, our shining. The intention of the dragon is not to cause, we give a fuck about people, but hey, it's something over there that I need, and y'all ain't really seeing it. So let me help y'all see. If we could look at the movie Godzilla, what was the purpose of Godzilla being in New York?
Mm.
He was looking for a new home because they home, you feel me? He was displaced and he was trying to find vortexes and sources to get up out of there. I don't think he wanted to stay in New York City. Couldn't fit him. That's why he upset. He's knocking down buildings. Those look like pyramids. They look like bodies, and they actually are vortex. They're um, monuments essentially that can generate certain type of transmittable, activity. But the intention of those buildings wasn't made with that, like not like the pyramids. They didn't build the twin
Mm-hmm.
towers like they built. The intention wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
Their intention was to encapsulate a lot of
Right.
people.
Right. Right.
The pyramids was designed to be a carport and let people come and go. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That was the intention behind that. That's why motherfuckers can't figure it out, because they brain and they whole shit is made up based on trying to, your intention is not adding on accordingly. So you can never become one with that element. It's called magnetism. Your electricity is just is never going in
Mm-hmm.
and is never becoming one with a woman in a relationship. If you have an intention to build with her, that's why you hear these things, the products of those concepts is like, oh, a man can't have a positive relationship with a woman if he's not tapped in with his divine feminine,
Ashe.
and vice versa for a woman.
Ashe.
So it's intentionally wanting to become, or intentionally wanting to experience in a unison. You feel me? And your intention has to be to add on. Let me diagnose this plane. Let me diagnose this planet. Let me diagnose this earth. How can I make this earth better? You
And
feel
vice
me?
versa.
Absolutely. And how can I receive? Because you also have to have an intention to receive as well. Because if you only have an intention to give,
you're gonna empty up.
exactly, you just got to be, hoping. Hope is not a real thing, but that the partner that is a giving partner.
Right, right. Well,
Therefore, your power will never be drained.
right,
It
right.
just always keeps bouncing
That's what
around,
I
and
was
they
saying. An
actually have
exchange is always supposed to be happening,
exactly
right? An exchange, and that's
intention.
and that's why intention is so important. You got to check your intentions all the time, and you have to make sure that your intention makes sense. You know what I mean? Because I hear a lot of things that, like, your initial intention couldn't didn't like it's the result of that initial intention could never yield a positive outcome, like,
Right.
so you have to be mindful of your intentions. And again, that brings us back to, in order for you to be mindful of your intentions, you have to be mindful of your own essence, you have to be mindful of your worth, you have to have knowledge of self. Because like you were saying, you can get into a place of, like, okay, you're bringing
Hmm.
to someone, and then you can just hope that the person that you're bringing to is going to reciprocate that,
Right.
right? And
Hold on, before you go forward, you said we talking about reciprocation right now.
mhm.
However, it's not mandatory that you like give anything.
No, everything
It's
is a
not mandatory
choice.
that you take anything.
It's a choice.
It's not mandatory. You're not obligated. Like you don't have like I have to find a partner. It's
No.
not mandatory. It's just an experience. It's a heightened experience. It's
Mhm.
a challenging experience, and it's a very fruitful experience
Right,
if you do it the right way. It's a very
right.
magical experience
With
if
the
you do
right
it the right
intention.
way with the right intention. Always. So reciprocation, reciprocation could be just something so simple as this. The earth shines and it watch everything go in orbit and it love that.
Did you
It
see
just
how the
it
sun,
just
when you
to
said the
see
earth
how
shine and then
everything
it kind of got brighter?
everything just like moving. Observers. I don't want to dance with y'all. I want to watch y'all have fun though. I like that. I just want
Hmm.
to feel the harmony of like the fun is being had. You know what I mean? That's my gift. My father would tell me all the time, just like being able to see all his kids and watch all his kids add on is like, that's it for me. You feel me? Like, I did my part. I laid the seed. I gave him the tablets, not the electronic ones, and add on accordingly.
Right.
You have no choice but to add on
You
accordingly because
don't.
that's just the nature of
Right.
source.
And again, like, if you don't, and that's again, that's to tell you, if you don't move intentionally, you can do all this shit. You can live to 100, and if you did not live intentionally, you ain't done shit.
Right.
I remember I had years ago, I met someone, and just very older, way older, and this person told me, you have to canalize your energy, Carolyn. You have to canalize your energy. And I just remembered being quite upset at being told you have to canalize your energy, because I was like, I'm just gonna do me. But but it's really important to canalize your energy for many reasons. Like, you're a powerful being. So if you put your energy with intention, if you delegate your energy to work for you, instead of just like being like, oh, look what don't happen, look what don't happen, look what don't happen.
Hmm.
It's like trial and error. You don't want to do that.
Right.
You want to make sure that all you do is productive, and if it doesn't yield in a productive manner, it's still as well. If it doesn't yield as productive as you would expect it to be, it's still yielded in a positive way, because you had a good intention, and you can learn from the way that spirit chose to divert this intention to serve you, right? But if you have intention, a good intention at the base, that's really how the magic happens.
Foundation, knowledge, the base,
Right.
perfect 10, knowledge cipher. Be the dot in the circle, the alchemy symbol for the sun. Be your own source. Develop your 0 point reference. And then you can set your absolute intentions. The relative intentions are just byproducts of your absolute essence and yourself. Find that and then you get there. However, we in a space in an experience in a moment in a realm right now where it's not a lot of time to go to like this tutoring right now. You feel me? Like this school right now. Every time every life, all of this shit,
Right.
it's just like real time. This is like
Mhm.
field study stuff.
Mhm.
Don't think for a second that you can turn it off.
Mhm.
Like, oh wait, let me go learn about my no. You learn about yourself by showing and proving your wisdom and how you move,
All day.
how you think, how you manipulating your intentions, how you pay attention to yourself. What is the understanding of this? You feel me? Make your intention understood and be firm on that. If you have an intention to rape the game, if you got an intention to take advantage of people, that's your game. It is what it is. If you wicked, you wicked. It is what it is. That can't be removed because we in a realm of duality. But how you deploy those behaviors and intentions is going to dictate your experience. And as long as you can own that, you can recognize exactly what you are with yourself. You don't have to go back to go forward. You can just keep going forward. That's a lot of people think that. They think they can't learn more because they haven't learned or can't remember things from the past or
Mm.
things like
Right, right, right.
no, keep going. It's
Keep
gonna
going.
is once you keep peeling through those layers, you only gonna be left with
Right,
self.
right, 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 right. Keep going.
Just keep going.
It's not, you can't go back. Although yes, there's that principle of Sankofa to go back and fetch it.
Yeah,
But all of these principles are gonna come forward once you choose to move forward.
exactly.
It ain't going back really
Right,
that you're gonna receive these principles. Is it's the reason why Sankofa term exists is because we're focused on forward, not because we're focused on back.
right. A lot of people get stuck in their lifetime just trying to figure out past
Past
lives.
shit.
Let me figure
No.
out what happened over here. Let me figure out all these
Yes.
traumas. Let me actually intention, the term also coincides with the term in medicine healing a wound. I think that's interesting.
Well, come again?
Healing of a wound,
What's that?
intention in the medical um um definition of it,
Mm-hmm.
intent
Mm-hmm.
in law. The intent of an individual is they rhyme a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you do that? It's some people out here that's in jail right now for life because they were defending an idea of their principle and their core values, and it don't align with how we live here. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So you gotta be on your P's and Q's, and you gotta
I
make sure
agree.
that self is being navigated with the proper intention. And you gotta be able to think forward. You gotta be able to think laterally as well as backwards. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when you own a lot of your stuff and you always have that I always want to propel forward. My intention is to propel forward. I want to be the best version of myself.
Mm-hmm.
That should be your intention. You can't be the best version of yourself still behaving like your old self.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be you can't be peace if you acting like a beast. You can't be civilized if you behave like an animal.
Mm-hmm.
If you have wicked thoughts and intentions,
Right.
that fruit does not bear the proper nutrient for you to add on and be the best version of yourself.
All right.
So what do? You have to refine certain things, and that's power. You have to refine certain things about yourself, about what you deal with in life, about how you see things. Why? Because it makes your intention clearer. What's the purpose of doing that? Because I intentionally want to move forward, but I
Mm-hmm.
cannot move forward if I don't refine these things in
Absolutely.
my present
Mm-hmm.
space.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's like the cosmic snake. You have to be willing to shed the skin all the time.
Right.
All the time. You know?
Dealing with ancient substances like DMT, toad, mushrooms, psilocybin. Let's say that because there's a lot of different type of mushrooms out there. But
Right.
dealing with the psilocybins, it strips those things away in I would say a rapid speed, a very very fast. It's like a rocket, and it shoots very fast. And that's when you can have those experiences, and you leverage those experiences to say, "Oh, okay, none of that shit really matters."
Mhm.
However, I matter, and my intention should be to represent that number one law of the universe, self-preservation.
Mhm.
I am everything,
Mhm.
but I'm nothing.
Mhm.
Let me move. Let me move proper. Let me start. And you start small. I want a parking spot in the front of the feel me?
Practice your power.
Practice
Practice your
your power,
intention.
practice your
Practice,
intention.
practice. Yeah, always
Just to give
practice
y'all
that.
that. We coming up close to an hour. So now we want to give y'all like tips on practicing, unless you wanted to add anything else. We covered all the points that I wanted to, but I want to speak about how to practice these things.
Practice your power. Practice your intention. Practice the power behind your intention.
Mm.
Right. Silence.
And how, oh, okay.
For
Good.
me, silence has been a big way for me to observe the power of my intention.
Strip
Right.
away the noise.
Strip away the noise. Know what your intention is,
Mm-hmm.
know who you are, know what the fuck you're doing, and make sure that what you're doing reflects the intention. Do not try to be. For me, I can't be tricky with anything. When
Right.
I have an intention, how you act, how he acts, she acts isn't gonna make me be like, yeek, let me just kind of like do this little twist and turn, and then my intention is gonna be adjusted again.
Right.
Nah, my intention is independent to everything else. I'm
Right.
going to be true to it. And okay, yes, adjust accordingly, sure, right? But stay true. Um Silence, like I was saying, silence the noise. Again, make sure that you know what your intention is, block all the outside noise.
Mm-hmm.
Even and that's powerful. Like I can tell you personally, I've had experiences where I've been told no. Like and I'm talking about something in particular right now, but I've been told no. And it was like a solid no. Like, you cannot do this. This doesn't add up, bitch. Like, no. And that did not matter to me. Like, my intention walking into that place was clear, set, and I had already sent the signal to the universe. So, your no, I'm deaf to it. So, eventually, I watched this person while this person is literally with their lips telling me no, doing precisely as they're telling me no, you can't do this. I thought I told you you can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Precisely doing what I need them to do
Mm-hmm.
as they're telling me they can't.
Right.
That's the power of intention. Silence the
That's
noise,
also the power of manipulating silence, though, and
manipulating
stripping
silence.
the manipulating noise by stripping away unnecessary noise.
Right. I didn't care. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because at the end of in this situation, it would be what? It's me versus that institution. Who's going who do you think has the highest intention? Who do you think brought thought about it, about this topic that we're, like whatever I brought to them? Who do you think invests? Your intention is clear, and that's the power, and you just bring it forward, and the job of that institution is just to make it happen. You know what I mean? So testing the power of your intention. Silence. Affirmations. And I think, sometimes you reach a certain level where you don't need affirmations. Sometimes I go months without needing affirmations. And sometimes, boy, I can go through the day without them. You know what I mean? Because there's different levels to different things. So if your intention is to make sure that you have, like, and sometimes intention varies based on the season, right? Affirmations. If you're having a low vibrational time and your intention is to be is to stay up, is to stay in alignment with your essence. Do the work. You know what I'm trying to say? Do the work. If an affirmation is of a mantra is gonna be what it's gonna take for you to be where you need to be and follow your intention, do it. Okay. Another tip would be,
Let me add one.
yeah,
Visualization.
Ashe. Who's getting there?
So, and coupled with silence.
With silence.
I'm not really sure how everybody else practice, but being silent and allowing the things to just the essence and the magnetism and the electricity to form these visions for you, it lets you know, like, okay, yeah, I need a red one. Okay, yeah, I need a green one. You know what I mean? And in that moment, when as soon as you pick it, you like, you don't know why. But you're like, nah, you need that green one because you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's the intention or it's the you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So being mindful and streamlining everything,
Mhm.
visualization helps
Mhm.
because you now can put things into perspective when
Right.
you can see it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
And if you're the one creating the visions, 9 times out of 10, all you need to do is fortify them, stay within that energy. Because now you were silent, you visualized
You just gotta.
sound, that sound. Seeing the sun is a sound, it's a song, SONE. We're not gonna go that far, but everything is a frequency. So if you can tune in and tap into those frequencies through visualization, that's how you bring forth a lot of things that you want to happen or things that you don't want to happen. You can
Mhm.
visualize yourself being super calm. You know what I mean?
What is it?
Super calm. And yeah, and you create your own things, man. And I feel visualization coupled will help you
That silence is a gift.
channel, will help you know and be able to navigate the intention a lot better. And take time,
Take your time.
2 ways. Take your time and take your time. Everything must take time.
Take your time and take your time.
Because when you go too fast, you might wreck out. When you jump in the water too quick, you might overflow some stuff. If there's not enough water in there and you move too fast, you might hit the bottom. uh, or you send ripple effects and it crashes other things. Taking your time is the most harmonious way of being in control of yourself and your cipher. You can't control nothing else outside of you, just like she mentioned. Whatever you got going on, you got going on, whatever you got going on, that's y'all. I'm an independent
Mhm.
mover, thinker, feeler, lover, whatever you want to, all the descriptions and
That's
expressions you want
me.
to. This is individual.
Right.
I can pull and get reference, yeah, but
Absolutely.
I'm gonna use it how I want to use it. I
Absolutely.
want to do it how I want to do it because
Right.
I feel my intention is very clear. And if it is not clear, I am open
Mhm.
to be in the clear.
Right.
And oh man, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more we can come up with. But I feel we can leave them with that, and that's something they can practice with, though. Being silent more, visualizing more, and
Patience,
practice
taking your time.
taking your time, taking your time, and taking your time.
Mhm.
Time doesn't exist, so you make your own time. So how
Mhm.
you take it is how you give it.
Mhm.
It's how you give it. It's how you receive it. You are yourself talking to yourself. You are yourself experiencing yourself. So
No one else is gonna do it for you.
they can't even really show you. They can
Mhm.
give you, but it's really your vision. So you got
Mhm.
to be open and accepting to that. And shout out to everybody that's, fortified and working on their prowess. Shout out to everybody that's still in question,
It's a
could
journey.
visualize it and look at it like a school. Some people
Graduating faster. Some people gotta go to class again.
exactly. But the only thing that make you have a good experience is being intentional. Because if it's not your intention to have this experience, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna like it. You're gonna be asking questions. You'll never be able to get the full depth of it. You know what I mean? Am I in the water? Am I not in the water? So practice those few things: silence, uh, taking your time, and visualization. Those things will help you be a little bit more intentional in your day to day and challenge yourself. You know what I'm like? Just like you is you versus you is only you can help you. So you have to set little challenges for yourself. Everything you're experiencing right now are challenges you put for yourself to have to overcome.
Right. Once you have no challenge, you have to create one because
Exactly.
no challenge, comfort is death, yo. No challenges means you're stagnant,
Right.
and we don't like stagnant. Is not doesn't
Right.
stinky.
Right. 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 Why? Why does the king and the queen they don't do much, but they are so powerful? Because they are from an alignment that has a particular intention and a control and an order and a visualization that most don't have or most don't want to have. Everybody don't want to be the sun. Everybody don't want to be up at the crack of dawn. You feel me? And some people love their experiences, so they don't want to leave. They don't want to go west. I don't want to be the sun. I don't want to die. I don't want to burn out. It's what it is. Do you. Do what you do. Do what you do, but know why you're doing it. Be intentional. Do it for a season. Do it for a reason, not a season. Pardon me. Do it for a reason, not a season. Go ahead. I think we can close on that today.
But it's okay if you did something for a reason and it was for a season. That's okay too.
It's an experience,
It's an
absolutely. It
experience.
probably wasn't even for you, it's for somebody else.
That's a whole other discussion.
Being intentional, though. Being intentional take you a lot of places.
Absolutely. It takes you all the places you need to go.
That's the fuel.
As the fuel, yeah.
Most definitely. Well, it was beautiful having Sistren on the live cast, the first live cast actually on YouTube. Y'all could catch us on Instagram. You want to drop your Instagram for the people?
At Soul Sistrens. Oh, damn, there's with one SOUL. The spelling is important because when you are the blueprint, you're gonna find some copies. So only account is Soul Sistrens. It's SOULSISTRENS. I do not send friend requests and I do not DM.
Intention.
Yeah.
At _ Baz, BAZZ. I think that's the name. I don't know. Y'all know how to find me.
Can you read this or do I really need glasses?
I can read that. You might need glasses. Or maybe you just don't want to. You can heal yourself and make yourself see like
Thank you.
really, 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 really.
So thank you everyone for your time. Please make sure to follow Fruitful Thoughts. That's where we're going to be gathering more often to share these kind of things. And feel free to tell us some things that you would want to talk about.
Right. We didn't have a lot of people visit. Shout out to everybody that did come through. We started a little late and we had a couple technical difficulties, but nothing's too difficult. Nothing is impossible. We got it together. And
we'll be saving this so
you guys can talk in the comments. Holler at us in the comments since you guys weren't able to do the super chats with us. We look forward to hearing from you guys. We'll see you soon. Let's make it a thing. Peace.